Hey guys, happy Libra season and welcome to High Vibe. My name is Nil Nicole. I will be your astrologer for the day. Okay, so what I want to talk to you guys about is the fact that, like I said, the title of this reading says it, or the title of this video says it all. It is Libra season, coming from a Libra moon. I have been waiting on this time of year all year. It is one of my favorite times of year simply because just based on the fact that I love fall. I don't know if, like, ever since I was a child, I always loved Libra season because it just feels brand new. It's like when you get a new gift and you're able to unwrap the package. Like, it's crazy because as the season starts dwindling away, we lose bits and pieces of summer. You start to see the leaves falling and stuff like that. It feels like New Year's to me. New Year's doesn't really feel like New Year's to me. New Year's feels like the middle of the year where it's just like, okay, you know, we got the dreary winter out of the way. When are we going to get into the crispness, right, of spring and summer, and then fall is just like, okay, start the cycle all over again. I just washed my hair, guys, so it's wet, so it'll probably leave little marks on my shirt, but whatever, we're here. We're gonna get this thing done. So I have notes. For those of you who are new to my channel, I haven't really been operating off of my note system so much, but like typically when I come to do these check-ins, and I do want to do one of these as we enter into each new season of the zodiac, right? So every single month, pretty much, I'm going to give you guys an intro to the season that we're entering into. But I like to have notes for that because I do my research on these things, and I don't want to talk to you guys about, like, there's an intuitive side to what I do, but there's also a very research-centered side, and it's like you have to be accurate and currently with the times and kind of know degrees and know timing. So I keep my notes to keep me on track. So if you see me looking down, that's why we're here. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more videos like it. Make sure you watched all of your September videos for your sun, moon, and rising sign. All right, let's get into it. So we're just coming off the heels of the harvest moon that we just had. That full moon in Pisces was a real big fucking doozy. Like, I know for me, that moon brought up a lot of things that moving into Virgo season, I was just really trying to get into the worker bee mode because I'm into that. Like, I was ready to get some things done. And then that Pisces full moon, it was at 21 degrees Pisces on the 13th. That was the one that we had on Friday the 13th, and everybody was in an uproar about that. But it was, for me, about letting go of illusions, surrendering to what is, knowing that there are things you can control and there are things that you cannot control. So in the back of my mind, the serenity prayer comes up. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. It's really about surrendering to the ebb and flow of the universe, and I talk about this so much. One thing that I've learned on my journey to self-discovery is that balance is paramount, right? And what would be the point of living life if we always stayed in the balance? But at the same time, I think that that is where you find your peace. In allowing things to take place and knowing that balance will always be restored as long as you stay in alignment and learn what you need to learn from each experience. Just as much as pain does not last, you know, glory and happiness doesn't either. All of these feelings are flighting in order to increase our sense of awareness, increase our I guess I'm just trying to say, like, the richness that is life, right? We wouldn't know ups if it weren't for downs. And so that Pisces moon, right smack dab in the middle of Virgo season, and for those of you who don't know, Pisces and Virgo are in a heavy relationship because they do share opposition. They're exactly 180 degrees away from each other. So it's always a doozy when we deal with these signs. You know, both signs have this sort of very special relationship with reality, time, basis. So Virgo, as it wants to be very meticulous and detail oriented and time managed, and like everything has to have a reason, everything needs to be efficient. Pisces is the opposite of that, so it's like striking the balance between the two. So Pisces is more so going with the flow, allowing things to just happen, creating new realities as you see new things pop up. Actually, man, Pisces is so much. It's where things go to disintegrate. So Virgo wants to put things together. Pisces wants things to sort of just fall into place and be, and will, you know, transform into nothingness so that we understand the glory that is building and that is reality. So that's the relationship that we have. We need to appreciate both, right? So this moon really highlighted for me knowing what we can control and knowing what we can't, knowing what we absolutely should be on our P's and Q's about and like super strict and diligent with, and then knowing that sometimes it's okay to not give a fuck. It's okay to rest. It's okay to just meditate. It's okay to just fucking stare into the abyss and daydream for a little bit, because sometimes that's when your greatest ideas hit you. If every day you just wake up like worker bee mode, like at some point you're going to tire yourself out because you haven't allowed yourself to strike that balance. So it says rest and reset to find the clarity that Virgo season really wants you to find. So it's just this beautiful relationship that we find between Virgo and Pisces, where we do need to learn to surrender. Both of those signs to me represent surrender. Virgo is a sign that is about service. It is about, it's a very complementary energy, and both are mutable signs. And so what that's telling me is be flexible in both arenas. So this Virgo season really asked us to tap into that mutable energy. And even though we're so focused on, you know, wanting to get all of our things in a row and wanting things to be like wanting to see the reality of all the seeds you planted in the beginning of the year, it's also just about allowing yourself to be inspired, allowing yourself to reset, and not putting so much pressure on everything, because you're a co-creator with the universe, right? None of us are really magicians up in this bitch. Like, you can do as much practical magic as you want, but you have to work within the laws of the universe, of the paradigm, of the reality that we're in. All right, so let's move on to, actually tomorrow is when Libra season is going to start. Hopefully this video uploads tonight. So on September 23rd, Sun enters Libra. Yes, the fall equinox has begun. Sorry, y'all. I'm a short lady. I gotta adjust myself in my seat. Okay, so fall equinox has begun. If you guys are not aware, on my website, I am hosting or offering a $10 off code. If you purchase a reading from my website, whether it's tarot or astrology, once you get to the booking and you put in your time and date, you can leave me a message with the word read in the message, and I will honor that with a I will send you an invoice that will deduct $10 off of whatever reading you would like. I'm actually working on getting a crystal code, because I sell crystals on my website too. I have one crystal per chakra and then a bonus crystal on there, just because to honor my daughter. It's actually a jade crystal and her name is Jade. So yeah, so I will be dropping that sooner than later. You got to follow me on social media to hit up that crystal sale. So yes, it's time for a new view. I told you guys how I feel like fall is like unwrapping the package that is, I don't know, something about the air in the fall. Like, it just, I don't know if it's because all the trees are releasing their leaves, if it increases the oxygen. I don't know if it's because I live in the northern hemisphere. I'm in Michigan, and the air becomes a little bit more crisp and less muggy and sticky, you know, like summertime. But it's time for a newness. It says, oh, I put that it always feels like New Year's to me, because it does. But okay, moving forward, we are in the season of cardinal air, Libra season. Libra is a cardinal air sign. What that means is, so air signs always work within the realm of communication, our mental processes, right? So how we're looking at things, how we're computing those things, and then how we're relaying that information to other people. And then cardinal energy, right? So wait, back up. All the air signs are, in case I have some newbies that don't know, the air signs are Libra, which is cardinal, Gemini, which is mutable, and Aquarius, which is fixed. Okay, and then it's cardinal air. So all the cardinal signs include Aries, Libra, Cancer, and Capricorn. All of these signs are go-getter signs. They are all very enterprising, initiating signs. They are the signs who are not afraid to take action behind their feelings and emotions, and they really want to see change happen. So sometimes they're just not as stable as we'd like them to be, but they are great leaders. Okay, and they are the ones who are going to initiate the spark. So with Libra being the leader of the communicators, right, Libra's going to tell you like what's going on. So expect a lot of communications happening around this time, especially as it pertains to our emotions and our relationships. Libra rules over relations, one-on-one relations. So it's anywhere you find yourself in a very significant partnership, anywhere you find yourself in relation to another person. So it could be, you know, parent-child relationships, best friendships, partnerships in business, you know, your boss, you and your boss, did I say friendships already? Romantic relationships, as always, a relationship between you and an authority figure, you and a system, right? So, and Libra also rules over justice, right? So it's represented by the scale. So anything having to do with business, anything having to do with just terms and conditions that where a balance needs to be struck, right? Where there needs to be a compromise that is made. So it could be court hearings, it could be contracts in business, it could be you and, like I said, your boss. Okay, I think I've said enough. So right now, the energy, the sun is giving us all a little extra juice to be very progressive and unafraid of discourse in order to strike harmony. So the point of having a justice system is to take what everybody's doing, right, in the world, because people have free will, and make sense of it. Strike a balance between what's fair, what's not, what's right, what's wrong. You have this business and you have that business, and you guys want to come together at the table. Let's make it all make sense for everyone so that everybody receives what they need out of this situation, right? So it's like situations that could be tumultuous, situations where people could be fighting, and there's shit that goes on where people are being confronted and people are saying, hey, no, this is not fair, we need to figure this out. And Libra is the one that's going to say, okay, what's the best way to do that, right? So let's have a conversation. Let's hear from everybody and see what your point of view is versus your point of view, because there's your side, there's their side, and then there is the truth. So it's about striking that balance towards the truth. I keep saying the word balance. So yeah, because of that cardinal energy, this Libra season is going to be very progressive. I know that with Saturn being in retrograde and Pluto was in retrograde earlier this year, the beginning of the year, I had so many plans that just it did not happen. It wasn't the time. So now that Pluto and Saturn are both direct, even though they're such slow moving planets, and they have this agonizing energy, because it's just like you have to bow down to these two, right? And Saturn being the planet of restriction and rules, Pluto being the planet of just like tradition and like dogma and like really getting to the nitty gritty and the truth of the situation, right? It seems a little bit daunting, but at the same time, I'm happy that they're moving forward, because hey, in life, you cannot avoid. You got to deal with the shit that comes. So Libra season, like being put at the crux of like when all this shit is really happening, because it started in Virgo, but Libra season is really going to be like a fast forward. Expect a lot of things to get done. Expect people to want to be confronting the harsh issues that maybe it was too touchy in the past, but now people are like, okay, whatever we need to do to get past this hump, the quickest way to get over it is to go through it. So let's just do it, right? And so in this whole time frame, we're going to have Saturn squaring all of the cardinal signs. So like I said, Saturn is going to be making a square to any planets that you may have in Libra, Capricorn, Cancer, and Aries. And so with that, you want to kind of, I don't want to say watch out, but like expect to be brought down to reality in respect to whatever planet you have in those places, okay? So responsibility first. If you have something that you know you need to deal with that shit. Don't allow your mind to still be in that foggy place that we may have been in a few months ago, because now everything is crystal fucking clear, and if you're either going to get with it or get off the shit, okay? So you can see major advancements from focusing on what really needs to be addressed, okay? So don't be afraid to you feel like you really need really need a raise, go talk to your boss about it. Set an appointment, go in there, have a written list of all the things that you're able to do, all the things that you've learned over the past year, 6 months or whatever. Tell them why you feel like you're qualified for that shit. Like, go in there like it is a court hearing, because at this point, the devil is in the details, okay? Always. But right now, like when you have that much data and you're able to communicate yourself clearly, you have the timestamps, because the data and communication is the Libra. The timestamps and like the list part of it is the Saturn, okay? And then the Pluto part is going to say, hey, I really respect the fact that you're coming to me basically aware of the fact that I am your authority and aware of the fact that you do need to prove yourself. Like, I think you deserve, right? You got some fucking balls. Pluto respects people with balls, okay? Because if you don't have them, it will eat your ass alive, okay? So anyway, it's about having the courage and the gumption to do what really needs to be done and not avoiding things so much. So creating those to-do lists for yourself every day at home, in your personal life, and at work, right? Writing out a list of what it is that you expect out of your partnerships is really going to be a thing. If you want to advance you and your partner's relationship, I think that writing those things down and making it clear and making it very concise is going to help you guys be on the same page. Again, that Libra aspect of there's your side, my side, and the truth. There, the only way that you can really get to it is if you write it out, if you speak it. But I think that Saturn is going to really, really love the fact if you have a list, Like that list is gonna really be like, Saturn's gonna be like, wow, you really took the time to write this shit down, to think about it, and to like have it on paper. What? And you can go back to that list and reference it. Like, there is no confusion when you are that organized. Okay, let me see. So boundaries and partnerships are going to be highlighted, like as I've been saying. Honoring contracts is going to be highlighted, as I've been saying. Speaking up clearly and drawing lines in the sand, letting these people know where your boundaries are not to be crossed. Okay, it's really not about pussyfooting this season. Libra is the season of beauty, and it reminds me of the color pink. For some reason, I have my little pink makeup on and stuff, because it is beauty, but it is making things beautiful through doing the hard work and taking the steps. It took me an hour to get to the point where I'm at. I had to pick out my shirt, I had to do my hair, I had to twist up my little fake locks, you know what I'm saying? I had to do my makeup and like do all of the steps in succession. I had to put aside enough time today. I had to schedule this reading. I actually have a reading right after this. So I'm moving within alignment with what it is that I feel like Saturn really wants me to do, especially with Saturn being in Libra. It is about, you know, beauty being pain. You know what I mean? Like, if you want that beautiful outcome within your relationships and your situations, you really got to go through the tumultuous work to communicate, to make the list, to sit down and actually like study that shit, be about that shit. You know, they say millionaires don't become millionaires without pen and paper. Nobody's just sitting around with $1 million ideas in their head and actually executing off them hoes. I don't care what you say. As good as, like, as easy as people like to make shit, I hate when I look blown out. As easy as people like to make stuff look, like, every person that's out here with a business that's flourishing, with a lifestyle that's flourishing, they write lists. I don't care what the fuck you say. They have budgets. I don't care what you say. There's a way to move within this reality, right? If you want your shit together, if you want that happy, harmonious ending, you've got to do the brunt work, okay? Let me see. Being direct and keeping lists, doing things as they need to be done. So when things pop up, address them. That is what a responsible energy, that is how a responsible energy reacts to stressful things and to things that they don't want to do. Any millionaire will tell you when they start out their day, they do the things they don't want to do first, okay? When I know I need to work out every day, I hate working out, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to make the workout the first thing I do, so for the rest of my day, I don't have to worry about that shit. I hate paying bills. I do not want to pay, like, and I don't actually, but you know, a lot of people have that feeling. I actually love working out and I love paying bills, but some people feel like that, where they're just like, oh, I don't want to do it. So that's the first thing they do when they get paid. Go ahead and pay them hoes. Don't even worry about it. Then from there, you don't have anything else to worry about, okay? So be firm and reasonable, and then you can enjoy the beauty, and then you can enjoy the social aspects, and then you can go out and party in a shame-free way. Beautiful, right? Okay, so let me see. So having the 3 points I want to leave you guys with is having combo in order to gain clarity, right? So within any situation that includes you and another person where you're sacrificing or committing or giving your time and energy, please do that. Work hard, and then you can play harder, okay? So make sure you're doing the work, doing your due diligence this month, and really honestly getting to the real truth of situations. If you're feeling some sort of irritability or discourse, you could need to get to the real truth of shit with yourself. I'm not even saying that everything during the season is going to incorporate you and another person. It could be you developing a deeper and better relationship with yourself that could set you like on the right track right now, because what you always want to do is work with the planets, okay? So even people always dread Mercury retrograde. Listen, the way that I absolve the fear from in my heart of Mercury going retrograde, because it goes retrograde like at least 4 times a year, some shit like that, I work with that energy. I'm like, okay, not time to push. It's time for me to go back and reevaluate. It's like when you take a test, before you hand the test in, even if you're like really nervous, you should always go back and reread your answers and make sure you didn't leave anything out, just so that once you hand that test in, you can move forward and know that you did your best, okay? So right now, just do your best to dig deep within yourself and get to the truth of things that are irritating you, that are bothering you, the things that you have been wanting to put off. Now's the time to talk about it. Let it go. Do some meditations. Make sure you are breathing. You know, count 10 seconds before you pop off on anybody. Even though I don't think there will be a lot of popping off, I think there will be a lot of speaking the truth and speaking from the heart. So if somebody does come to you with that, please try to give them an open ear. Make sure you're listening twice as much as you are speaking. and just do your due diligence to get to where you want to go. I love you guys so much. I have a reading to get to. I'm so sorry if I was talking too fast because I tend to be a motor mouth anyway. But I do have a brand new video up on my channel. It's titled Welcome to High Vibe, How to Purchase a Reading if you would like to get a reading from me. I usually give the spiel here, but I'm just going to start plugging that video. I might even post it up on the end card here. I love you guys so much. Please like this video and subscribe for more videos like it. What else? And follow me on social media. I'll follow y'all back. All right, dudes. Love you. Bye.